All right, here we are at Route 64 Sacramento, and today we are going to prepare a bed for planting. First, we will want to ensure that the soil is moist but not too wet. To test the soil moisture, dig down several inches and grab a handful of soil, squeezing it in your hand. If the soil is too wet, it will form a tight ball and not fall apart when compressed. In this case, we will need to wait for it to dry out. This is a common problem in early spring. If the soil is too dry, it will not form a ball when squeezed, and we will need to add water and then wait for it to drain and dry out. If the soil moisture is just right, it will form a loose ball when compressed, but the ball will crumble easily when pressed. Now that we have determined that we have proper soil moisture, we will start by clearing our bed. We have just finished harvesting the previous crop out of this bed, and so we are using the wheel hoe to remove the small amounts of remaining residue and weeds. In other instances, we might need to mow down the previous crop or cover crop. Or we might be removing a tarp or landscape fabric that was used to smother and facilitate the breakdown of any remaining residue from the previous crop. Either way, we need the bed top to be fairly clear of residue to ensure our equipment and tools don't get jammed. You may choose to move the material to the compost pile, but we typically rake it into the path where it acts as mulch until it decomposes. Next, we will apply compost using our Vermont cart. After loading the cart, we remove the liftgate and shimmy down the bed to spread an even layer 1 to 2 inches deep over the entire length and width of the bed. We might use our feet or a rake to even it out quickly before moving on. Next, we use a broadfork to gently loosen the soil. This is not an essential step in all soils, but it helps introduce both organic matter and air to our heavy clay subsoil and to break up any compacted layers that may have formed. To broadfork most effectively, ensure that the tines are perpendicular to the soil surface and that the tool is fully inserted into the soil so that you are able to reach full depth. Then, pull back gently to crack the soil open, allowing some compost to fall through. You do not need to flip, turn, break up, or otherwise disturb the soil. A small crack is plenty. Move the broadfork backward along the bed about 12 inches at a time, and you're done. Next, we often apply a mild organic fertilizer for an extra boost of nitrogen. We do not use fertilizer after nitrogen-fixing cover crops or in preparing for certain crops like tomatoes and peppers that don't tend to benefit from additional nitrogen. We typically use the lowest application rate suggested for our specific fertilizer of choice. Using fertilizer only sparingly is part of how we maintain a robust, healthy, living soil that provides for most of our crops' needs without additional inputs. The final step in bed preparation is to use the power harrow attachment in our walk-behind tractor, which leaves a pristine, flat, and consistent seed bed. The power harrow is a less invasive and destructive alternative to a rototiller, leaving the topsoil less disturbed and avoiding the creation of a hard pan, which rototillers are notorious for, especially in clay soils like ours. On a smaller scale, an electric tilther can be used. The tilther is not as consistent as the harrow, but it is light and agile for small spaces and does a good job of incorporating compost and fertilizer and of killing small, newly germinated weeds with minimal effort, while leaving a fine seed bed. A nice bed can also be prepared using hand tools such as a garden fork and a hard rake. Proper soil moisture is crucial. Focus on simply loosening the soil and breaking up any large clods with the garden fork while being careful to not invert the soil. The hard rake can then be used to skim any plant material and remaining soil clods off the side of the bed, leaving a smooth and clean bed top for our seeder and other tools. And there you have it, a smooth and consistent new bed, which will be easy to transplant into or to run the seeder and other tools through, and which will provide a hospitable environment for seeds to germinate and young roots to thrive.